Well, former Harvard University president Larry Summers continues to step back from the public after emails between himself and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein were released. Today, Summers announced he will resign from his position on the board of OpenAI. Now, at the same time, Harvard is opening a new inquiry into faculty connections with Jeffrey Epstein. That will include another investigation into Summers. A student in one of Summers' classes posted this video of him talking about Epstein.
Some of you will have seen my statement of regret, expressing my shame with respect to what I did in communication with Mr. Epstein, and that I've said that I'm going to step back from public activities for a time, but I think it's very important to fulfill my teaching obligations.
Harvard student newspaper, The Crimson, has been covering this story extensively. So let's bring in Cam Srivastava, the college administration reporter for The Crimson and a junior at Harvard College. Cam, let's start kind of talking about what Larry Summers' role is as a professor at Harvard. He teaches multiple classes, right?
That's right. So Professor Summers teaches several courses. He's currently teaching 2 undergraduate courses and graduate courses as well. He's held the title of university professor since 2011. So he's still very much ingrained in the fabric of Harvard.
So what are students saying about Larry Summers? Are they protesting outside of his class or maybe inside the class? What do they want to see from Harvard?
So as you saw in the video, Professor Summers did give a short remark at the beginning of class announcing the new revelations regarding his ties with Epstein. The class did proceed uninterrupted, but across several interviews that we've held over the last few days, students are not pleased with the new revelations. More than a dozen students we interviewed called on Summers to resign from his post as university professor. They said that he's simply not apt to be teaching right now in light of the revelations that he communicated with Epstein up until the day before Epstein was arrested in July of 2019.
Now, you also covered the school's new inquiry into faculty ties to Epstein from the perspective of students. Do you think that that's enough?
Well, so what we've heard so far is that Harvard is going to conduct a new probe into Summers' ties with Epstein. Harvard now has a lot more information to work with in light of the documents that were released by Congress last Wednesday. And it's important to note that this probe will not only look at Summers' ties to Epstein, but it will also look at any Harvard affiliates or professors that were implicated across the documents, and nearly a dozen were. So the exact timeline of this probe or how they will go about it is unclear, but what we do know is that they will be relying on these documents and potentially further ones that might be released by the Justice Department down the line.
All right, Cam, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.